This rainy Wednesday morning. Let me know how's the weather where you are. Here in like it was I took Roxy out to walk for this morning and it was the most beautiful sunrise, and now it's raining, so it's a perfect day to stay in and do some beading. I have got a beautiful bracelet, a lovely mega make for you today, which you're going to be playing with it. I'm going to be showing to you how to make these beautiful bracelets. Also, we have got an offer. Simon has given us an offer on the website, and we have got a mega bundle as well. We haven't had a mega bundle for a very, very long time, I think. I can't even remember when was the last time when we did one, but I thought coming up to Christmas, like we just want to make some little gifts. And something like this is really good because it's so quick to make. I probably can make a bracelet maybe about 20-30 minutes. So it's so quick to make, and it's a little bit intricate. We're only using a couple of materials, but let me turn you down and show all the beautiful samples to you, because I think they will speak for themselves. So very quickly, I'm just going to turn you down to the table, and I'm going to show you these samples, and I'm going to bring them in the end, lay them out. I'm going to zoom out a little bit on this. A bit too much, back a bit, there we go. on this bead tray for me, and I love them. I love all the colors as promised. Back in September, I'm doing a Christmas color with every single things I'm doing, so you could do any of that, and there is an array of colors, so anything you have in your wardrobe, you will be able to match it with it. Now, one kit will make you 3 bracelets. I'm just put this tray away. One kit will make you 3 bracelets, so there's plenty of makes. You can make a single wrap like how I did it here, or if you don't want 3 bracelets, you just want 1, you can do a double or triple wrap place as well. You just keep on going and keep on growing it as well. So I'm going to pop you over to the website, but by now, I guess you know the drill, and I'm going to come back and show you the different colors. I need a hint from the website for the color names. I will come back and I'll show you them in more close up as well. So website, off we go. Which button is like, which button am I pressing? This one. So there we go. By now, you know the drill. TotallyBeads.co.uk. You're going to go on there and you're going to either click on this button here, which says video tutorials, or you're going to go into categories and choose video tutorials from there. Now, we have got hundreds and hundreds of tutorials going back the last 2.5 years now, a long time. So there is a lot to choose from, loads of different techniques, materials, whatever you really fancy, to be honest. Right, Amelia bracelet today. We got a big bundle, but I'm just going to pop in and show you the individual kit. Let's just go into the aqua blue. I do like aqua blue. So in one kit, you're going to be getting 3 clasps. You're going to be getting seed beads, size 11 seed beads, and you're going to be getting your 4x6mm crystal rondelles. There is instructions, printed instructions you can put on as an extra, needle and thread if you wanted to. Super on size D is what I've been using, but like, you know, other brands are available. It depends what you like to use. So I'm going to just quickly pop back. Now, the offer we have on this one, they're $6.99 each, or you get 2 for £12. Or, and I'm going to ask you to do the maths. She's just sitting under the table because it's like too early for me for maths. You can get all 12 colors for $49.99, and this is only available until Sunday. We pop this on there, so you're going to be making, if you get this one, 36 bracelets, which is, I don't know how much. Let's work out each. Can somebody do the maths? Divide by 50 by 36. It's £1.40 something, 42 maybe, something like that, 43. But Leanne just going to confirm it. She's just going to bring the calculator up. I'm rubbish at.
Sorry, I was concentrating something else then. Right, so
oh, she was concentrating on something else, not on me.
Leanne. Okay, so we're doing the bundle.
$49.99. Can you divide that by 36? Yep. So we know how much is a bracelet is going to.
£1.39.
£1.39, even better. So I was almost there. I said £1.42, £1.39. Very good. So there is actually, you can make more than 3 bracelets per kit. If you go an extra clasp and you're making smaller bracelets, I always size the bracelets up to my bracelet size, which is about 8-inch. So it's kind of on the larger size. So it's really up to you what sizes that you making. But you could be making many little Christmas prezzies, like, or just like, you know, if you're in office or like, you know, school, anywhere you work, it's a big bundle that you can. And if you do get the bundle, the other cool thing about it is, and I'm just going to pop back here for just 1 second, that you can mix and match the crystals with the seed beads. So for example, you could put the aqua with, like, you know, with the blue, and then put the blue with like the gold. You can make one with blue with the blue and then you can make one with the gold with the blue, and all sorts of different variations you could do. So that would be cool as well. Right, okay, so I am gonna come back to my screen, and we're going to go down, and I'm going to show you the colors, and I'm going to tell you which color is which one. So we have got aqua blue. I do love this color. We do have autumn mauve, which is this beauty here. We do have our Christmas holly, which are greens and reds. We also have crystal blue, which is this one. The odds, no, it's this one. Hang on. No, it's that one, right? I put the right one. I was like, oh, did I put the wrong one down? A couple of them are quite similar in color, but I'm just going to bring this up and show it to you. This one has got more of a gray tone, and this one has got more of a blue tone to it. So there is similar, but they are not the same. Next one is hematite rosaline, which is this one. So it's not really hematite. These crystals, I don't know who, Scott must have given them the names. They are more of a like sort of very dark bronze color crystals, and with rosaline seed beads. I do love this color as well. Next one is our opal blue. I love this opal blue as well. Again, goes in, you know me, I love my blues. Next one is the silver gray. I love the crystals on this one because they got that shine to them, the AB finish on them. Next one is the rainbow grape. I love putting these rainbow crystals with this grape color seed beads, and I have done it in kits in many times before. I think they just go so nicely together. A silver diamond is this one. Again, goes with everything. I love sort of grayish, sort of brownish, taupish colors because they just go with everything. Now, next one is for Lucy. This is our pink, soft pink. So it's a soft pink crystals with a hint of rose in there, I guess, and then soft pink seed beads. Next one is these beautiful tanzanite purple. So purple crystals, tanzanite seed beads. I love it. Next and last but not least is a topaz gold. Again, but Christmassy. You could be Christmas with this one. If you get 2 of the Christmases, because we do have an offer for 2 for 12, you could again mix and match. You could put because you're going to be making more than 1 bracelet per kit, you could do one just like this, and then you could do one where you use the red crystals with the gold and the gold with the green, all sorts of different things. But the bundle where you get all 12 colors, and each kit will make you 3 bracelets, is $49.99, and that's only available until Sunday, because you have to see how we go with stock. And I'm just going to scroll back at the beginning and very quickly say hello. Then we're going to get making. So good morning, Anna. Good morning, Janice. Good morning, Camille. Annie, good morning, Lucy. Angela, good morning. Nice to see you here. Mandy, good morning. Carol, Elaine. Lucy popped the link in there, so that's on Facebook. So you can just click on that and check it out. So wow, look at the bundle. I have to have it. We haven't done a bundle for such a long time. Adelina, good morning. Jackie, good morning. Orana, I hope I said your name right. Good morning. Ruth, nice to see you. Lovely. Good morning. Debbie, good morning. Mina, morning. The bundle has been ordered. Oh, bless you. Lucy, look at, well, love a bargain. Yeah, so £1.39 you said, Leanne, isn't it? Like per bracelet, if you go for the bundle. Like that's for Christmas and doing bits and pieces. And I think that is great. Janice, good morning. Minnie's saying, and then this is referring to Lucy. I didn't know you like pink. So anybody who doesn't know Lucy, Lucy is like sort of, she's always around. She helps me out such a lot. I don't know what I would do without her, but she loves pink. Pink is her color. Jishi's good morning. And she's saying she's grabbing the bundle. Oh well, then I don't know how many they loaded on, because obviously it's, if one of the bracelets goes out of stock, then the bundle goes out of stock, if that makes sense. So let's get started. Which one am I going to be demoing with? Good morning, Denise. So because shall we shall we get, when I came down this morning, Leanne had the radio on, and it was like Christmas songs on. So shall we do either the gold one or the green one, or shall we mix the two together? We could do the green seed beads with the gold crystals as well. Let me know. Shall we do gold or green and red? Do let me know. Which one do you want me to do? Let's do Christmassy. This is saying Christmas one. Christmas, yeah, definitely. I think, and Camille said that as well, it's coming up to Christmas now, and definitely getting into the Christmas spirit in a way. Like, I was just thinking that, oh, I need to get the Christmas decorations out of the weekend, and usually the last weekend of November or the first weekend of December, but the last weekend of November, that's when I sort of go around. We just clean the whole house and we put the tree up, and I do really love sorry, what would you like to borrow? The crystal number for which one? The hematite, but it's not in there, lovey. I don't know where is it gone. I think there was one rogue one. It's like, I want to check the crystals on the website. She wants to make sure that everything is right. Bless her. Right, so I got the gold one out, and then I'm gonna get the Christmas one out as well. We got loads of time today, so we might even be able to do a bit more. Right, okay, so I'm gonna grab some thread and we can get started. Good morning, Tito. Nice to see you here, Jan. Good morning. Natalie, watching while making some festive samples up. Ooh, what you making, Natalie? You have to let us know. Denise, good morning. Mandy, green and red. Yeah, we're going to go with green and red then. Let's do morning. Morning, miss. Right, so very, very easy technique. I think we have done snake stitch before with crystals some time ago, or was it pearls? I can't remember, like my memory, like I can't remember what I had for dinner last night, no longer what we did for in the last 2.5 years. We've been doing tutorials, but this is a very easy technique and it grows really quickly, very satisfying to see how it all comes together because it's so quickly. So I'm just going to thread my needle and we're going to get started. So we're going to start by the clasp. And I think in the past I have done it with magnetic clasp as well. You can really have the clasp, could be like your own choice. I have put it toggle clasp because at the moment I always go through this. I always go to stages, like I use magnetic clasp for months and then I start using toggle clasp for months and then sort of going like all in circles. Right, okay, so I'm going to start with the clasp. I'm going to pick up, zoom in a tiny bit more. I'm going to pick up 3 size 11 seed beads. And I'm going to go through the loop on the clasp. Then I'm going to pick up a further 2 size 11 seed beads. And let me just actually release some of these crystals as well of the strand. Morning, Victoria. She says she loves the Christmas colors. I'm going to pick up 2 more seed beads. And I'm going to come back through the very last, or the very first seed bead I added towards my tail. So from my clasp towards my tail. So I'm going to trap the clasp on the end here. Just take some more thread off there. I'm going to trap the clasp between those seed beads. and I'm just going to wiggle it so the seed beads kind of like go around it. Now I don't want to, you can add more seed beads if you want to make this look bigger, especially if you got a bigger clasp, but I think the 4 is just enough for this one, so it's kind of like snuggles it right there. So I'm going to go ahead, and from here I'm going to pick up 16 size 11 seed beads, and we're going to come back. I'm just sort of trying to talk and can't at the same time. Sometimes it's sometimes it can be tricky. So I've got 16 seed beads. I'm going to come back. So my thread is exiting out of this seed bead. I'm going to come through the seed bead where I'm going to go back through towards the clasp. And in fact, I'm going to go around the clasp itself one more time. Just like that. Thread is twisted a little bit. And up on this side. And out again that very first seed bead. So before I go in and add my crystal, what I'm going to do to have a nice and solid base to the start of my stitch, I'm going to run around all of these 16 crystals again. It doesn't matter which direction you're going to start with, because you're going to go all the way around, and then you want to come through the first 2 seed beads a third time. So I'm just going to go around just to have a nice start for my stitch here, because I haven't knotted my tail end and my working end together. Oh dear, I have got a rogue thread. I went through a seed bead which I shouldn't have gone through, so I'm very quickly just going to take this back, because as I pushed it through an extra seed bead. There we go. We're in the right place. There we go. That's it. Happens to everybody. I'm glad I spotted it, because this is what happens. I don't know about you, but for me, when I go and make something, can we saying coffee? Yeah, absolutely. I need a sip of my coffee. What happens if I make a bracelet or necklace or anything, and I make a little mistake right at the beginning? It doesn't have to be a big mistake, but like I miss a bead, or I go through an extra bead. I can't sleep. I have to go back and correct it all. So now, if it happens, I just step back and I do it as I go along. Right, okay, so we're coming out of the single seed bead. I'm going to run around all of these seed beads quickly, and then we're going to come through the first 2 one more time, and that's give us a nice and solid base. Now the other way you could achieve a nice and solid base, if you knot together your tail end and your working thread. I don't like to do that myself, because, well, if I'm working with size 8, I would probably do it. But if I'm working with size 11, and I'm going to come through these first 2 seed beads one more time, so I'm in position to add my crystal. But when I'm working with size 11s, the knot can then seep into the hole of the bead, and then it will stop you to coming through it again. So I just like to be mindful of that one. So I'm coming through out of the second bead here. I'm going to pick up the crystal. And if I'm sort of looking at this, the top of the loop is here, the bottom of the loop is here. I'm coming out of the second bead on the top loop, and I want to take this crystal and diagonally across this loop. So I'm going to go to the bottom and I'm going to count 6 beads, but you're only going to do this for the first sort of unit. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm going to go through 7, 8, 9. And when I pull this up, that crystal is just gonna sort of sit in that little unit. Now, it doesn't really look like the shape I want it to look like just yet, but once we add another unit on there, it's kind of gonna pull it into the right direction. So for the second unit, you're only gonna pick up 13 seed beads. 5, 10, 13, there we go. And I'm gonna come through the same 3 seed beads I just been through. So I'm just going to have a look where my thread is exiting. I'm going to step back 3 seed beads, and I'm going to come through exactly the same three seed beads I have just been through, and I'm going to pull this up nice and tight, and I'm going to pick up a crystal. Now from here onwards all the way down, I'm only going to count 5 at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to go through 6, 7, and 8. And you can check yourself, because if I pull this unit into a rectangle, I should have 5 seed beads at the top and 5 seed beads at the bottom and 3 seed beads on either side. And then you know that you are in the right place, because so many times, and I do it as well, I go through the wrong seed beads. So sometimes I'm just going to let the tail end go now, because I got a bit of beadwork to hold on to here. And sometimes I do it as well, like go through the wrong seed beads. So I do need to, it's always nice to sort of have a little double check on yourself. So the next step, again, we're doing same over and over again. I'm going to pick up 13 seed beads, and then I'm going to come through. I'm just going to double checking 5, 10, 13. I'm going to come through the same 3 seed beads I just been through. And then I'm picking up a crystal. Again, counting 5 at the bottom, going through 6, 7, and 8. One kit will make you 3 bracelets. We got 2 for 12 offer on the website, and we got a big mega bundle as well. We haven't done a big bundle for a very long time, but I just thought coming up to Christmas, if you get the big mega bundle, it's £1.39. It works at £1.39 to make a bracelet. I think that's pretty good for the all presents for sort of co-workers, or like, you know, if you work in a school, or like friends, family, just something little that I think, like for me, I really appreciate like handmade gifts, because I don't think it's like, sometimes it's not the sort of the amount that you spend on someone in terms of money, but I think it's the value in it, that you made it yourself, that you take in the love and care, and sort of sit down and thought of that person, and you made something for that person. I think that is so beautiful. That it's kind of like, for me, if somebody makes something for me, I think that's really, really beautiful, like even extra special. Right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to quickly check back in the chat while I'm doing the stitch here. If you got any questions, please put a Q or say question in front of your question, so I can very easily identify it and answer it for you. But at the same time, I'm trying to count my 13 beads. I know what I should have done. I should have put like little piles out of 13 seed beads, so I can quite easily, I wouldn't have to pay that much attention then. But it's all good. Oh God, we will get there. We can always sort of just put it into a rectangle and check it if I got 13 beads there, which I have. Natalie's saying, I tend to notice imperfections after I photograph them. Somebody saying, I love making gifts for people. Absolutely. I think it's nice, like, and it's isn't amazing that well, we're not all the same, we're all different, and the way how we give and receive love and affection is very different as well. And some people, like, you know, like to have that they feel really loved if somebody spends quality time with them. Some people really feel loved if they get a small gift. Some people feel really loved if they get like sort of a acts of kindness from somebody. And we are all different, and all of these, I guess, these are called like sort of different love languages in psychology terms, but we do have all 5, like there's 5 different love languages, but we all have these present, and some of us will prefer one over the other. And I'm definitely like, I love making stuff for people, and even like, you know, anything from cooking to making a bracelet or making anything, because like and then I really value that as well. When somebody does that for me, And I think us crafty people, because we are like making stuff, and we've kind of get, like, I get a very much of an enjoyment out, like sort of I zone out, and it's so relaxing. Like I could just sit there and bead and bead and bead. We tend to talk in that language that we like to make stuff for people. And I think it's kind of sort of, it's really beautiful. Oh, how long is the bundle available for? So the bundle will be available for until Sunday. Or if one of the colors goes out of stock, then unfortunately we won't be able to do the bundle anymore. So I don't know in terms of how much stock they have in the warehouse, but definitely available until Sunday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm trying to count at the same time. Could you make a necklace during this stage? Yes, you could. I will show you. When I did the bracelet length, I'm gonna turn back around myself, and I will show you how to, like, you would be just keep on going, but there is a couple of things you need to do afterwards, or even beforehand, depending on how big of a curve do you want. But I will show you absolutely. So if you didn't want the bracelet and you wanted to keep on going, and you want to make a necklace, you could absolutely could, and I think it would look really nice as a necklace as well, because it would sit really nice as well. And sometimes I do say less is more, and when you only have a couple of little simple materials, it's really nice to, you know, it just looks, for me, it just looks nice. So like sometimes you can overcomplicate and do like, oh, put different materials in there, and sort of sometimes I love simplicity, and I think they can look really great. Is there going to be a 12 days of Christmas this year? I'm glad you asked, Joanne. So it's, yes, it will be, but it's gonna be something very different. It's gonna be launched on this Friday, so keep your eyes out for it. I do. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be different from what we did last year, and I'm really looking forward to it. We have spoke a lot about it with Natalie. What shall we do and how shall we do it? But yeah, it's gonna be good. We are having the 12 days of Christmas. It's not gonna be. I was just setting it up actually on Monday, so it's going to be starting on the 19th, and we're going to do it Monday to Saturday. Then on Christmas Day, we're going to have a break. And then we're going to do it from Monday to Saturday again. So you're going to have your 12 days, but on New Year's Day and on Christmas Day, we're going to have a break because it's going to be a little more involved. What we did last year. It's not just going to be videos, so it's going to be good. I'm really looking forward to it this year. I need a few more crystals. It's gonna be good. And that's 13. I am really looking forward to it. It's like your Christmas is coming up and you think like, oh, I should like to just like sort of do nothing for 2 weeks. And it's like, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? What does doing nothing for me want to like looks like? And we were laughing about this the other day, because it's like, ooh, I can do more beading. I can do like sort of the projects I really I want to do, and like, you know, I haven't had time to sort of catch up on them. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to 12 days of Christmas this year. It's gonna be special, and it's gonna be good. So I am over halfway through on this bracelet already, and all I'm doing, if you just joined us, there is a couple of different steps to do this bracelet, which is in one step we're adding the frame, and in the other step you are adding the crystal diagonally. So I'm gonna pick up 13 seed beads, and I'm gonna go through the same 3 I just been through. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I'm gonna look up where my thread is exiting. I'm going to step back 3 beads and go through the same 3 beads again. Then I'm going to pick up a crystal, just twist it, there we go. I'm going to pick up a crystal. I'm going to count 5 seed beads at the bottom and go through 6, 7, and 8. Now when I pull this into rectangle, I can see I got 5 seed beads at the top and I got 5 seed beads at the bottom and 3 on either side. And then I know I am doing right. Now if you pull this, let me just pull this out. So if you pull sort of this tight, then you can see that your seed beads are not quite tight enough. Then what you need to do is to hang on to the crystal, pull the crystal up so your seed beads are tightened up, and then pull on your end so it will tighten your unit up. Because I do think sometimes, like I am a very tight beader, so my tension is always would be tighter. Then sometimes it's a blessing and sometimes it's a curse, because I can't go through the beads anymore because I sort of pull them too tight. But and I do try a lot to sort of be more even, but I do think when your tension is looser, it's so much easier because you can always tighten it up, and you can always just sort of pull on it, and the whole bracelet will tighten up and look nice. Right, so I'm picking up 13 seed beads, going through the same 3 I just been through before, picking up a crystal, counting 5 at the bottom, going through 6, 7, 8. I got 5 at the top and the bottom, 3 on either side, so I know my unit is good. And I'm going to keep on continuing. I got 5 more crystals to add. On the very last crystal, it's going to be a little bit different. We're just going to have to go through one less bead, but I will show you when we get there just in a sec. Anybody has any questions, please put a Q in front of it so I know it's for me. Camille's saying coffee. Yes, thank you. Camille's keeping me straight. I love it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And pulling it through. I have a sip just in a second, but isn't it like, I don't know how you find it. Like for me, I start making things, I sit down and I don't even want to put my needle down to have a sip of my coffee. And it takes me hours to drink a cup of coffee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, going through 6, 7, 8. And keep on going. I got 3 more crystals to add. Janice is saying, I really enjoy making things too. Beading started as a hobby, but would like to start selling my work, but don't know where to start. There is so many sort of selling pages on Facebook. There is so many different things you could do. There is selling pages on Facebook. If you want to do on the internet, there is Sarah Millsop. I don't know if you have been watching for us a while. She used to do quite a lot of live for us. She has just launched a selling page herself, website. So you could check that one out. Lucy, if you got the link, can you pop it in the chat for us, please? For Sarah's website, you can join it, and you have to sort of have a look, because I'm not sure like the how much does it cost or how does it work, but I know that she just launched that one. You could do little craft fairs. Like there is so many craft fairs and little sort of bits of pieces around everywhere popping up now, so you could do one of those. There's so many different things. Sometimes even if you approach like sort of beauty places like hairdressers, or obviously they would take a commission for selling your makes, but they are quite happy to put stuff out in the window or put stuff out on the side, and there is lots of ladies like sort of in and out there every single day, so that could be something. There's so many different things you could do. And I think it's so nice when you are able to sell some of your makes. For me, like, you know, it's like it's not even like from making money point of view, but then you can sort of recoup it, some of your money for your hobby, and then you can even buy more materials and do more things. Right, so I'm on the very last unit, and what I'm going to do here, instead of going through 3 beads, I'm just going to go through 2 beads, so I counted 5 at the bottom, and I'm going to go through 6 and 7, because if I went through the third one as well, my clasp, I'm just going to pop this in at the bottom, would sort of not so much be in the middle, but it would be more towards the sort of the top one side of the bracelet, and I don't really want that. So as I'm coming out of the second bead here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick up 3 seed beads. I'm going to go through the loop on the clasp. I'm going to pick up another 2 seed bead, and I'm going to come back on the very first seed bead. So I'm mirroring the other side. Now, before I go and run down on my bracelet, I would like to reinforce this. So I'm going to go ahead. It doesn't matter which direction you're going to go first. I'm going to go through some of the seed beads until I get to the crystal. And I'm going to cross over in the crystal to the other side. And I'm going to come up and around the clasp again. So I'm kind of like reinforcing, because if you think about it, the clasp part is where you're going to be tugging and pulling and pushing as you're trying to put it on and take it off most of the time. So it's really good. Just make sure that your thread doesn't wrap around the end there. It's really good to reinforce it. There we go. And now what is left to do? So the bracelet is, so with this one, you kind of like completed the bracelet. But what I like to do is to run all the way down on one side and run all the way up on the other side. And that will connect these top 5 beads. Because if you don't do that, and I'm just sort of gonna put like sort of wriggle it about, your bracelet can twist. So if your bracelet is twisting, you missed that step. So all you need to do is, as I'm coming out at the top here, all I'm going to do, I'm just going to go down. And again, it doesn't really matter which side you're going to start with. We're just going to go down and we're going to go through. And then I get a knot on my thread. We're going to go through and we're going to go across the top. So I'm going to go across always the 5 beads on the top of the crystals all the way down. And I don't really want to pull this very sort of strongly. I want to keep it tight, but I want to keep like not a loose tension, not a tight tension, but sort of an even tension here. But be more on the looser side, because we can always pull it on the other end and tighten it up if we need to, but it's harder to sort of undo it. So I'm just very quickly, I'm just running down. So I'm just creating a thread path between these units at the top. Jenny's saying, thank you for advice. I will definitely take a look. Not a problem at all. Anything you need. Or mycraftshop.co.uk. Lucy just popped in the link there as well. So go have a look and see. But I think especially coming up to Christmas, it's nice to buy and sort of support. And even if you don't want to sell anything on there, but you want to go and have a look and to see what you can get, just have a look, because coming up to Christmas is so nice to buy handmade stuff as well if you're unable to make them yourself. John is saying, I struggle to put a price on my makes. How does everyone else decide on their prices? I keep being invited to craft fairs to sell and usually end up not doing them simply because I love crafting, but not the selling. So this is such an important question. It's a very, very good question. And I do think even like a lot of people do struggle with this. How do I price up my makes? Because like us sort of crafters, sometimes you can't always like make the amount of money you need to make up on it, because it's the time element in the making. So you kind of need the right balance of quick makes where you're going to have a larger profit, and then you're going to have some makes where are sort of you take any longer, but you can't really charge like a proper hourly rate for it, because then it would be too too expensive. Plus you have got your materials there as well to obviously cover and make money on. And to be honest, it's sort of a fine sort of line and fine balance. And again, it depends where you're going, what sort of area you're going in. If you're a crafter, what other people selling things at, it is a minefield. But I think you just need to go and you need to see, like, you know, what is it right for you. Something like this, a bracelet like this, I probably would be selling it for a $5. And still make good money on it. Something which is perhaps taken me 4 or 5 hours to make, and the materials were £5 for it, I possibly could not charge more than £20–25 for it. So there would be less profit on that make, but you equally, like, you know, you enjoy the making, and you selling sort of everything. So it's kind of sort of, what's the saying, swings in a roundabout. So you need some lower end items, which are quick makes, which you can make higher profits, and then you can have, and I always call them sort of showstoppers, because you have got something to kind of sort of more beautiful, more intricate place as well. Now, I went on one side, and I'm just going to zoom out for a sec here. So I went on one side, and if I pull on this, you can see that that side is going to curve up. I don't want it to curve up too much. I'm just going to sort of pull it back out. I want it kind of straight. But if you wanted to make a necklace, that's depending on how big you want the curve, but that's how you would be achieving it, that you will be pulling it together. Let me just pull again. You would pulling it together on one side more and leaving it sort of open on the other side. Now, if you want it, this is giving you like sort of a smaller curve. Now, if you just wanted to do a front piece with a larger curve on it, then you would alter your boxes. So you would have got 4 beads at the bottom and 6 beads at the, no, 4 beads at the top and 6 beads at the bottom. So in that case, you would continue doing what you did in the very first unit. So you're counting 6 at the bottom, then you're going through 3. And you pick up your next unit, you're counting 6 at the bottom, and then you're going to 3. And that would give you definitely a more of a curve, and you can do it as a necklace as well. And then if you check your rectangle, when you make your unit, you would have 4 at the top, 6 at the bottom, and 3 on either side. So more likely a trapezoid each unit for you. So you could do that if you wanted to make a necklace all the way down. I quite fancy a double or triple wrap bracelet, because I quite like long bracelets as well myself to do. So I'm going to go and run back down on this side to complete it. So I didn't overly pull it, but it's definitely tighter on this side, and that's fine, because I'm going to run all the way down here, and then it's going to even out the bracelet, and it's going to look nice and straight. So I'm not too worried at this point that it's curving a tiny bit, because we already worked and pulled the other side. So do you underprice? But I do feel you do really well with what you do. And Lucy's saying I think that's for Mina. I think, you know, it's again, it's all depends, like, you know, what's your why? Why what are you doing it for? If you're just doing it on the sideline to sort of have a little bit of extra money and you know, just perhaps fund your hobby, or just like, you know, get a little bit back, then it's not so much. But if you want to set it up as a proper business going forward, then like, you know, you kind of, I'm not saying you need to sit down and do a whole business plan, but you need to kind of research and explore, like, okay, so then it's a whole different ball game, because then you're going to go into, okay, what's the trends, when I'm going to be selling, what I'm going to be doing, what I'm going to be using. You would be looking, you know, getting your materials in bulk and all sorts of different things. But have a look at the bundle. We got it available until Sunday. It's £1.39, Leanne, you said, per bracelet, per make. It's going to make you 36 bracelet. It will give you a very good start, the start of if you want to sell anything like that. And it's Well, it's 10:44 now. We almost finished. You can finish your bracelet in half an hour. I make them to 8-inch size, which is my size. But if you would be making them 7-inch, obviously would be be quicker as well to make them up. And you know, just try it out, because sometimes you just need to try it, and then you see how you go, and adjust. And then don't, like, you know, if it doesn't work out on the first craft fair, don't get discouraged, because perhaps it wasn't the right mix of people coming in wanting to buy the products what you made, or the jewelry, or anything you make. So don't get discouraged. I would say that give it a go 5 or 6 times before you make any sort of decisions or any judgment on things, that like, oh, does this work or doesn't work? Because sometimes I do think people can give up quite sort of quickly and early on, and I think 5 or 6 times, sort of half a dozen times is sort of the right amount to really try something. Right, I'm down at the other end, and all I'm going to do, I'm going to go around the clasp again, just sort of to strengthen it. But before I do that, I'm just going to pop the bracelet down on my mat, and I'm just going to have a look if it's nice and straight. And to do that, because obviously pulled on one side already, it's nice and straight here, but if I pull this side a bit more, then you can see it would like kind of like buckle a little bit towards this way. So I'm just going to pull it down. I'm just going to sort of brush my hand across. I'm not pushing down much, I'm just sort of brushing my hand, sort of smoothing out the bracelet, and that will make sure that we got equal tension on both sides. Then I'm going to go in, I'm going to go around the clasp and come back down and work the ends off. Lucy just popped the link in for the kits, so it's $6.99 each. You get 2 for $12. We got 12 different colors, and if you want the 12 color bundle, then you can then it significantly reduces. That, you know, it's £1.39 per make, so it would be a good thing to do for Christmas, or little gifts, something different, because I think it's so special when you get a handmade gift, because it's not just the gift itself, but it's the time. Your time, what you added into it, and made that gift. Right, I'm going to go down. I'm just going to work this thread off now, so it doesn't really matter which side we're gonna go down on here. I'm just going to go through a few more beads, and I kind of like to get to a cross section so I can really anchor my half-inch knot into it. So I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to catch the thread. So I'm not between the 2 seed beads. I am not trying to go through a bead. I'm just going to sort of stitch into the threads, and I'm going to pull my needle up. So the threads are between the 2 seed beads. Just zoom back in. I'm going to pull this up. So you have got this little loop appearing, and I'm going to come through that loop, and I'm going to pull my thread through, my needle through that loop. And as I'm pulling this up, you can see we got a knot forming on there. I'm going to pull that tight. I usually like to repeat this a couple of times because I think, you know, just to be extra secure. But then for me, that comes from when Christopher was little, my son was little, he would tug on everything I was wearing. So now I'm always, I don't want to go through the bead. I just want the thread path. I would always make like everything extra secure. I'm going to do another knot on here. I'm going to take my thread through a few beads, and then just pull this up nice and tight. Then I'm going to go ahead and trim my thread. So I've got a couple of knots holding it up. I worked it off nicely, and all is it left to do is to go from the other end and work this one off as well. Any questions, do let me know. If you have got any questions regarding the bracelet, or anything actually, I will try to answer it. Right, okay, so let's have a look. Is there a universal color thread for the bundle kit? So if you wanted to get a thread which is kind of like goes with everything, because you have got all sorts of different colors, and let me just pop these bracelets down. So you got all sorts of different colors here, what you could be working with. And the thread, I always say for everyone to get and have in your stash, and it's the two threads I use the most is the, where is it present? Is the silver one, because that's kind of silver grade. That's kind of like goes with everything, and especially because majority of these are silver line beads, so it will go with it no matter what. And the other one, which I think it's called beige. So this is the two threads I use the most, because even though like the beige will go with the pink, the beige will go with the salmon, the beige will go with, like, you know, this one, but it's still grayish, but we'll still go with it. So these are the two threads I always says, and you know, the gold, the beige will go with the gold, the gray will go with sort of the cooler colors. Even with the green, you can, the beige will, or the silver go with the green, because it will just sort of blend in it. So this is the two colors, but I always say, like, have in your stash. That's the most important colors, and and they sort of the grayish and beige is color. Kristen is saying beautiful. Thank you so much. A lot of ladies also make Facebook page to sell their makes. Another good place to sell your creation. Absolutely, you can make up your own Facebook page as well, and put everything on there. And that's quite good, because when you got your own Facebook page, people can follow you as well, so they can be kind of, it will come up. So next time when you make something and you put it up there, it will come up on their timeline, so you will see that you made something new. I'm just saying, sorry, a friend called, missed most of it. We'll need to rewatch. Oh, bless, you can rewatch it after you've finished. Do you need insurance to do craft fairs? Yes, sometimes you do, Jane. I think it's called market traders insurance, but you can take it out as an individual, and it's I wouldn't want to say how much is a year, because I'm not quite sure, but it's not a lot of amount. It's I don't know at the moment how much is it, but it's not much. So do look into different companies do it. So do like sort of Google it and shop around the internet. But some venues will cover you for it. Some venues will ask for it. So just have a look if you can. It's not a lot of money. So I don't know how much is it. I have to put my but my hand up. I think the last time I looked at it, it was years ago, and it was like £20-30 for the year. So I don't know how much is it now, but I cannot imagine like it's gone up like that much as well. Managed to order the big bundle, however, there was no link on it to order the needle and thread. You can add it on the order separately, or just send the message to Totally to add it to your order, and they will do it as well. Also remember, factor into any seller's commission. This can be 30 to 40%. If you are a taxpayer, tax as well. Yes, absolutely. There is so many, like, you know, as I said, like you can ask hairdressers, they will ask for a commission. Some of them will ask for 20%. Some of them will ask more, but it's you individually kind of like decide together about whatever you agree on. Anything goes. If selling, what is the best size to make bracelets? Now, that's a very good question, Mandy, because it's depending, like, you know, I would definitely make more than one size. I am, you know, my wrist is 8-inch, and I struggle to buy anything anywhere, because nobody's ever making it my size. So there's two things you could do. You could make a majority, like at different sizes, like especially with this one, because each kit will make you 3 bracelets. You could make a 7.5 inch and the 8-inch bracelet, and you see you know how which one goes better, and which one people buy more in your area or wherever you're selling it. Or you could approach it from another way and say, well, I'm only making 7-inch bracelets, and that's it. And then, or only making 8-inch bracelets, and that's it. And people will get to know you, and they know that no matter what they buy from you, it will fit them, if that makes sense. So you kind of like shrinking your market by just doing one size. But I do think overall, in the long term, you opening your market much more, because people know whatever you make, it will fit them, so they will be more free and more easy to buy, and more quicker. Right, my lovelies, I better run. I wanted to show you this, so I'm going to change the camera. So we got Bead Club today, and we are doing this beauty today. So I have got a new We got a new Christmas tree this year, and we're going to be doing this. Let me just sort of turn it right there. We're going to be doing this in the Bead Club today. So I'm doing that from 12. It's a 2-week course on the Bead Club. And do check it out, beadclub.co.uk. I really do love this one. And I got the old one. What I did here, so comparison. This is the old one, and this is the new tree. I really love designing this one. It takes longer than takes to do the old one what we did, and it's slightly different thread pattern and using slightly different beads as well, but I really loved it. So this is what we will doing in the Bead Club today. So you could check it out, beadclub.co. No, I'm giving you the wrong address. Beadclub.online. There we go. I don't know. I need a sip of my coffee. I think I need to go and have some breakfast. And so I'm gonna leave you. Bead Club in an hour. Yes, absolutely. Lucy's saying we'll see you there. So those of you in a Bead Club, I will see you in an hour, or I'll see you tomorrow night in tomorrow night session. We got a couple of sessions each week, which is teacher-led, and another 3 sessions, which is member-led. So you can sort of go in and bead and sort of just chat, and like it doesn't really matter on the bead along sessions like what you're doing, anything, just sort of catching up and doing old projects, or doesn't even have to be beading, but you can just go in there and spend time with the ladies. So I'll be there in an hour. Natalie will be with you on Friday. I am on my channel tonight. I am not really sure. I got a couple of things I really need to work out, and there are some new beads as well which just landed, which I am really aching to have a go at. So I don't know what we'll be doing tonight. I think we might use the new beads because I'm keep looking at them. I bought some home and I'm keep looking at the new beads, but I'm going to be using them tonight and work something out with it. Right, okay. Everybody have a beautiful day. See you tonight on my channel, or I'll see you next week here on Wednesday, or I'll see you in the Bead Club. Everybody have a beautiful week, have a beautiful day, and hopefully the weather is going to brighten up soon.